Hello everyone. Welcome. My name is Monica Formosa and I'm an independent Stampin' Up demonstrator here in the Wide Bay area of Queensland, Australia. Today I am showing you a card that was created for our March challenge for Stampin' Around the World. We were asked to use Vellum in our creations this month. I've done a little dry embossing on Vellum and then added it on as a background. It uses the Timeworn type. It's a 3D embossing folder, and you will need, if you want to use this because it's 3D, you will need to use a specialty plate when you're using it in your die cut and embossing machine. For my sentiment, I've used just a little note to say hello. I think today I will use the happy birthday sentiment, and I've already got that stamped out. I've also thought that I would change up the colors a little bit and use crumb cake rather than pebble path. The twigs were punched out using the Bough punch, and the flowers, it's a double layer of vellum layered over basic white, and I've used the Petal Park builder punch for that. To create my frame, I used the stylish shape dies, and what I did is tape down the two largest squares from that set. I taped them down with a little bit of washi tape on a scrap of basic white and run that through to create that frame, and it gives this gorgeous, those dies have got this faux stitching on either side of the cut line, so whichever way you cut them you get that beautiful faux stitching mark there on either side of the frame, so that it just looks gorgeous and very classic in my opinion. Okay, now if you didn't want to rip your vellum freehand, you could go in and use the deckled rectangle dies. It will give you a torn look. I do have another solution, so please bear with me. For my embellishments, I've used the linen thread and the iridescent rhinestones. And my frame has been layered up on the foam adhesive strips, and they fit really well underneath that frame. Okay, so I will show you the inside. The inside of my card, all I've done is matted a piece of basic white onto a piece of Pebble Path cardstock with a tiny little border. I think that's probably, I think I cut it 1/8 of an inch larger than my basic white. You do whatever borders you like. I like the fine ones. That's just my personal taste. And then I've stamped the floral image from Notes of Nature in the corner using 2nd generation Pebble Path ink. And that was that one. On my original card, just a little note to say hello was stamped on a strip of basic white. I think I'll do the happy birthday this time around. So let's get going. I have done a lot of the prep work beforehand, just to save a little bit of time. Okay, so we can glue our piece of, I should have shown you. This has been cut down, and I need some more glue, I think. This has been cut down. My crumb cake has been cut down. I think it's, once again, like this teeny tiny little border, just so that there's a little bit of the basic white showing through. And once again, it's up to you. That's 1/8 of an inch, which brings it down 1/8 of an inch on two sides, which brings it down to a little 1/16 of an inch on all four. Now, this little trick, after I ripped my vellum on the other one, on my first card, I thought, oh, we could probably score this and then rip it. This is the full size. My piece of vellum is a full size of my card front. What I'm going to do is score 1/4 inch on all four sides. And like I said, you could easily use the deckled rectangle dies if you have them, because that will give you, they will give you a, I might need to go more actually, because I think that's a little bit, we'll see. So then you just go ahead and just tear that along that school line. By all means, you can go and freehand it, but if you're a little bit OCD and like a little bit more control, this is probably the way to go about it. And I'm trying to rip that along that score line, but it's not working. And at the end of the day, this is shabby chic, and the more shabbier, the chicer it is. All right. Kind of want to just take that little bit of a hill out there. No, I'm not going to get it. All right. So there we have it. Now this does have a right way and a wrong way. There we go. And I think that's the right way. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to find my, I've got my strips here, and I've just trimmed them down to fit. Oh, trimmed them in half, because they come in a strip this long, and I've just cut them down to make it easier. And I will just I will use that bit in the center. Oh. Trim that off. And just put that on, use the rest of that on that side. Take off the backing. And try and get this straight. The grid paper is there to help. It will come through. I don't know whether I've done that. Does that look okay, guys? I think that's not too bad. Okay, and now we're going to attach the vellum to the card base or to the front by, I really do need, let me see if I can find more glue somewhere, because that I think is quite empty. Here we go. This one I think is a little bit fuller. So I'm just applying just a small drop of glue where the foam adhesive attaches to the vellum. You could use glue dots. And then we're going to just, whoa, that needs to go there. let me see. Is that the right way up? Yes, it is. Just hold that down a little bit so it just sets. Okay, so there's that bit. Next, what I want to do is punch the big one out of Pool Party, and then somewhere here I've got a scrap of white if you want to, you can just give the flowers a little bit of a push between your fingers and thumb, just to give them a little bit of a bend, add a little bit of dimension. We're going to add a little bit of glue to the back. Oops. Like so. Where's my white one? And the white one. Now, flowers. For my flowers, I've got a scrap of vellum and the smallest, this smaller flower. I'm going to punch one of those. Come on. Hasn't quite punched that properly. Let me try that again. I don't think I pressed it in. There we go. You don't need to be gentle, guys. These punches are built really well. So, and if you ever get them jammed, just drop them on your floor. I'm not kidding. It works wonders. Okay, so what I'm going to do now is put this in the palm of my hand. I'm going to get the lid from the putty end from my take a pick tool and just give it a little bit of a push down to create a little bit of dimension. Same again with the vellum. I'm going to get a mini dimensional. Put it in the center of the white one. I color the backs of my dimensionals with my blend pens, and that just helps me know if I've taken the papers off or not. And you can offset these if you like. It's not a perfect it's not perfectly symmetry is what I think I'm trying to say, but I don't mind a little bit of overhang on those petals. It just gives it a little bit more, looks a little bit more natural. So in my last card, my first card, I used the iridescent rhinestones. I think this time, because I've gone with the crumb cake, I'm going to, there's a piece of cardstock there. I'm going to use the pearls in the center. Is that the bigger one? I think so. There are two sizes in these pearls. It's not quite where I need it to be. There we go. You can see the dimensional behind there just a little, but only if you look really hard. What am I looking for? A glue dot. So a glue dot now to attach this flower onto the back, onto the card front rather. Oh, no, let's just go direct. Makes it so much easier. Come on. And we will add that to the corner. Now, if you're deciding to post this, you may want to just cut down on some of those layers. By layers, I mean, you know, you might just want to, rather than having a dimensional between the two flowers here, you can probably leave that out. It does get a little bit thick if you're, and your postage will be extra. Okay, so happy birthday. I stamped this in early espresso. I thought the crumb cake would have been a little bit too light. So it's just a matter of, I might just trim that. It's just a little bit long. And because I've used the strips underneath my frame, dimensionals aren't quite as high as the strips, so I'm going to use the strips again underneath here. Oh, that's a little bit too wide, too long. Ooh. All right, which is my end? This one. And one here. One here. Do I do another one? I think I need to do another one in them towards the middle. Okay, we will take the backs off these. Make sure it's the right way, and then find I might tuck that under just for something a little bit different. Okay, and to finish off the front, we'll just add a few more pearls. Right, I might go a smaller one. There we go. Okay, so there's your card. A little bit shabby, a whole lot of chic. And then I've already done the inside, similar to the inside of this one. I have made this border just a little bit bigger. I really don't. I don't measure a lot of the time, however it comes, and I'm not too concerned. But there you have it. 2 cards, 2 different colorways, 2 different occasions. You can use this card for anything really. Actually, no, I forgot my bow, guys. I forgot my bow. Where's my glue dots? Here they are. Lisa Attlee, if you're watching me, they were on my left. Funny that. Under my left elbow. Lisa Attlee has a knack for being able to tell us where to find things. I will use my take a pic tool and we will just slip this under here. Very, very, oh, Don't stick to whatever I don't want you to stick to, but there we go. Now we're finished. All right, let me know in the comments which you prefer. They are both very pretty. I don't really know which one. I guess it is a personal preference. That's it from me. I hope you've enjoyed this. Please go. This is a video hop, so please go and check out everyone else's projects. I'll have the links to everyone's videos in my description box underneath here. So you click on more under the video, and then you'll need to click on more again to go and see all the links. I will have the next video after mine at the top, at the beginning of my description in that information. So please go and have fun and hope you're inspired. Using vellum is a wonderful way of creating texture. It breaks up a busy background if things get lost on top. Yeah, love using vellum. I don't use it enough, and it's just such a wonderful medium to work with. All right, guys, that's it from me. Have a great month, and hopefully we'll see you again next time. Bye for now.